You sit down to work, and your brain runs. You swear it will be 2 minutes, just one check, just one tiny thing. Then you look up and the day feels stolen. If that keeps happening, stop calling yourself lazy. Your brain is doing what it was built to do. It escapes when the world feels noisy and unclear. In a minute, I'm going to show you the 20-second switch Japan uses to make starting feel automatic. But first, you need to notice the real thief. The thief is friction, not big friction, tiny friction. A messy desk, a file you cannot find, a task that has no clear first step, a phone sitting beside your keyboard like a snack you can smell. The moment your brain feels that friction, it quietly asks, is there an easier reward? And the answer is always yes. Your phone, your feed, your messages. A quick hit that feels good right now. Japan's advantage is not superhuman discipline. It is design. They build life so the next right move is easy, and the wrong move is annoying. Think of a clean train station. The signs are clear. The path is obvious. You do not need a motivational speech to walk forward. The space helps you. So we are going to build that same feeling inside your day. Not with big life changes, with small named methods that you can actually remember and use. Start with the method that removes friction before it bites you. It is called 5S. The name comes from 5 words, but you only need the meaning. 5S is the ready space rule. It means you sort what you do not need, set in order what you do need so it has a home, shine by keeping it clean enough to feel calm, standardize the setup so it looks the same each time, and sustain it with tiny daily upkeep so it never turns into chaos again. This is not about being neat. It is about making work easy to begin. If you have to clear piles, untangle cords, and open 10 tabs just to start, you will stall. Your brain will look for comfort. A 5S space makes the first step feel light. Try this quick test. If I gave you 10 minutes to begin your most important task, could you start without searching for stuff? If the answer is no, don't try to become tougher. Fix the setup. Japan treats friction like a leak. Small leaks still sink the boat. Now here comes the 20-second switch I promised. In Japan, people often use a repeatable focus entry cue. One name you can remember for that deep focus state is SUE. Think of SUE as one task, one mind. The method is not magical. It is simple conditioning. You do the same tiny start cue every time, and your brain learns this means work. Here is a clean SUE cue you can copy today. Clear one small square of space. Open only the one file you need, set a short timer, then move your phone out of reach. Not face down beside you, not under your notebook. Out of reach. That last part is not optional. If the phone is close, your brain keeps listening for it, even when it is silent. It is like trying to read while a TV is on in the corner. You may think you are ignoring it, but part of you is waiting. SUE works when your brain believes there is nothing else to respond to right now. Now you can start. That is already a win. But most people lose the day right after that, for a different reason. They try to do too many things at once. A long to-do list looks responsible, but it often turns into a guilt pile. Your brain sees 20 tasks and thinks, I cannot win. Then it escapes. Japan uses a simple system to stop that mental overload. It is called Kanban. Kanban is a board with 3 stages: to do, doing, and done. The board is helpful, but the real power is one rule. You keep doing small, one main thing at a time. That is how you stop juggling. That is how you stop switching. That is how you actually finish. Here is what this looks like in real life. It is 10:12 a.m. You have email, a project, a call later, and one task you keep avoiding. The old way is bouncing between all of it and feeling busy. The Kanban way is choosing one main task and moving it into doing. Then you refuse to start another heavy task until the first one moves to done. That sounds strict, but strict is what saves you from chaos. Finishing creates proof. Proof creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum. People think motivation comes first. It usually comes after a few wins. But even with a clean space and a Kanban board, you can still freeze. You sit down, you see the work, and you feel a tight pressure in your chest. The pressure is not laziness. It is fear dressed up as perfection. Japan has a mindset that breaks this. It is called Wabi-sabi. Wabi-sabi means imperfect can still be real and good. It gives you permission to begin before everything looks perfect. Here is the Wabi-sabi sentence that kills the freeze. My only job is to make an ugly first draft. Not a great draft, not the final, just the ugly first draft. Once the draft exists, you can shape it. You cannot shape nothing. This is where your day changes. Instead of waiting for the perfect mood, you produce something real. You get traction. You stop living in your head. Now we add the engine that keeps improvement moving without burnout. It is the word everyone knows, but most people use wrong. Kaizen. Kaizen means tiny continuous improvement, not a dramatic life reset, not a big heroic push, a small upgrade you can do even on a bad day. Kaizen might be writing one paragraph, cleaning one folder, fixing one messy part of your workflow. It might be improving one line of your script so your opening is sharper. It might be making one thumbnail decision faster because you saved a template. Tiny improvements compound because they actually happen. Kaizen also works by removing pain. Turn off one type of notification, delete one app that hooks you, move your charger out of your bedroom so the morning does not start with scrolling. Set your browser to open on your work tab, not a feed. These are small moves, but they save hours because they stop the leak. Now let's talk about the crash cycle, because this is where smart people get trapped. They sprint hard for 2 days, then disappear for 10. They call it inconsistency. It is not inconsistency, it is overload. Japan has a simple principle that stops this. Hara Hachi Bu. It is famous as an eating rule: stop at about 80% full. The deeper lesson is stopping before you are drained. Use Hara Hachi Bu with work like this. End your session while you still have a little energy left. Stop at a clean point, not a breaking point. Your brain remembers endings. If work always ends with pain, your brain learns to fear work. If work ends clean, your brain learns it is safe to come back tomorrow. Here is a small twist that makes Hara Hachi Bu even stronger. Before you stop, leave a breadcrumb for your future self. Write one line. That way, you are not waking up to a blank wall. You are waking up to a door that is already open. That breadcrumb is part of another Japanese method called nemawashi. Nemawashi means quiet preparation before the big move. It is like laying roots before moving a tree. In life, it means you set the groundwork before you push. Nemawashi can be choosing tomorrow's one main task tonight. It can be gathering your notes before you begin. It can be outlining the first 3 steps before you open a blank page. It can be placing the tool you need where it belongs. The result is the same: less friction, faster starts, fewer excuses. Now your day is cleaner, but you still have a limit. Your brain is not a machine. If you push too long, you start making sloppy mistakes. You reread the same line, you forget what you just did. You keep switching tabs because your mind feels itchy. Japan treats recovery like maintenance, not weakness. One method for this is Shinrin-yoku, which means forest bathing. You do not need a forest. You need a real break that is not a screen. A short walk outside, fresh air, eyes looking far, quiet. This matters because a short reset can save you from an hour of messy work. When you come back calmer, you make better choices. You stop chasing quick dopamine. Focus returns because your nervous system is not screaming. Now we move from getting things done to getting better. This is where Japan's culture of craft becomes a secret weapon. The mindset is called shokunin spirit. Shokunin means craftsman. It means you do the basics well even when nobody is watching. Shokunin spirit changes one question in your head. You stop asking, "Do I feel like it?" and start asking, "What would a craftsman do here?" A craftsman does the simple parts properly. A creator checks the first minute until it grips. A creator makes the audio clean. A creator respects the viewer's time. A worker leaves notes, so tomorrow is easier. This is not perfection. This is pride in craft. When you work with shokunin spirit, discipline stops being a fight. It becomes identity. You are the kind of person who does clean work. Now comes the habit that makes all of this compound. It is short, but it is deadly effective. Hansei. Hansei means honest reflection, not self-hate, not fake positivity. Honest review. At the end of the day, Hansei asks, what worked, what did not, what changes tomorrow? Keep it small. One win, one fix, then you move on. Most people stay stuck because they repeat the same mistakes. Hansei turns mistakes into lessons. It helps you notice patterns, like I always drift when my phone is close, or I always stall when the next step is unclear, or I always crash when I work past my limit. Once you see the pattern, you can fix it. When you feel stuck, your mind loves stories like, I have no discipline. Japan has a blunt method that cuts through stories. Genchi Genbutsu. It means go and see the real thing. Look at the real problem in the real place. Where exactly do you drift? What triggers the scroll? What moment makes you hesitate? Is it the messy start? Is it the unclear next step? Is it the fear of an ugly draft? Is it too many tasks at once? Genchi Genbutsu pulls you out of drama and into facts. Facts are fixable. Finally, none of these systems matter if you are climbing the wrong mountain. You can be productive and still feel empty if you do not care about where your effort is going. That is why Japan also talks about ikigai. Ikigai means your reason to get up. It is a compass. A simple way to think about ikigai is the overlap between what you enjoy, what you can do well, what people need, and what can support your life. It does not have to be perfect today. It just has to point you away from goals that drain you and toward work you can stick with. And if you are learning a new skill, there is one more Japanese idea that keeps you from quitting too early. Shuhari. Shuhari means you first follow the basics, then you bend rules with skill, then you create your own style. Most people fail because they freestyle too soon, feel lost, and quit. Shuhari gives you a path that protects confidence. So here is the story of a better day, with the names locked in. You use 5S to remove friction before it steals your start. You enter focus with SUE using the same simple cue. You run work through Kanban so your mind stops juggling. You use Wabi-sabi to make the ugly first draft and break perfection freeze. You improve with Kaizen in tiny daily steps. You protect consistency with Hara Hachi Bu by stopping before you crash. You reset with Shinrin Yoku when your brain gets screen tired. You build pride with Shokunin spirit so standards replace mood. You learn fast with Hansei so mistakes do not repeat. You diagnose the real trigger with Genchi Genbutsu. You set up smooth days with Nemawashi. You aim it all with Ikigai. You grow skills with Shuhari. Try it for 7 days. Do the SUE start queue. Keep doing small with Kanban. Ship an ugly first draft with Wabi-sabi. Improve one tiny thing with Kaizen. And end at 80% with Hara Hachi Bu. Before bed, do a short Hansei check and set tomorrow's first step with Nemawashi. If you do this, you will finish more, but the bigger win is you will feel calmer because your day will finally have a shape. If you want, comment the one thing that steals your focus most. Phone, messy start, too many tasks, perfection, or burnout. I'll tell you the one Japanese method to start with first. And if you want more videos like this, subscribe, because this channel is about the Japanese way of life and the small systems that make your mind quieter and your life sharper.